Hey, what is up guys? Epic Pokemon TCG here, and today guys I have a deck profile for you. And in this video we're going to be taking a look at a fun deck that's actually pretty sweet because it can be transitioned to a budget deck that is not too bad. So that's sweet, one of my favorite things about this deck, and we're going to get right into it. It's going to be a Passimian and Mew deck, and I will warn you that my list is kind of weird because I was trying to fix some issues that I kept having with my deck, and this is what I came up with. And I actually like it, it's a lot of fun, and let's get into it. So starting off, we have 4 Passimian. This is going to be pretty much the main Pokemon of this entire deck, and this deck list can't use Fling, so I'm not really going to worry about it. Instead, it's all going to be team play. So what team play does is it does 10 and then 30 more for each Passimian on your bench, and that's not too good when you look at it, but we also have Mew to try to help that out, and I apologize for the proxy here. I could not find my 4th Memories of Dawn Mew, so I went with this pretty one here. And my chair keeps squeaking for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah. So Memories of Dawn, basically what that allows you to do is copy one of your basic Pokemon's attacks in play and just use it. And so Mew can use Team Play, and what that is going to do is you have 4 Passimian on your bench for an example, allow you to do 10 and then 3, 6, 9, 12, 130, and so Mew becomes a 50 HP attacker that's giving up one prize that can do 130 for one attachment. So that's pretty cool. We also run Bursting Balloon in here, and so you can throw that on your Mew and you can do 130, and then if they attack you, they take 60, which is actually pretty cool. And there's some trainers and such in here that kind of keep the deck going, and I'll talk about those a little bit here. The strategy, though, is very simple. Just use Memories of Dawn to copy Passimian's attack, and then you just attack, and that's really cool. But my list is weird, like I said, and so where did like the rest of my Pokemon go? Ah, they're there. Okay. This is like take number 12 for this deck. I keep screwing up, or dogs bark or something like that, or my chair keeps squeaking. But next up we have 1 Toros. I kept seeing lists running a Rangaroo because I wanted to take a look at other people's lists, see how they're running this deck, because I could not get mine to work for just to save my life. And so I kept seeing a Rangaroo, and I didn't like it too much, and so I opted for a Tauros because the only energy you run in this deck anyway is going to be DCE, and so I was like, I'm going to throw a GX attacker in here that can pretty much guarantee me a knockout. Plus, I run Bursting Balloons, so that makes Tauros even more annoying. It has Rage for 20, and then 10 more for each damage counter on Tauros. Thank you, Automatic Spray, for spraying every time I record. And then it has Horn Attack for 60, and then Mad Bull GX, 30 times the amount of damage counters on Tauros. Hopefully I remembered that correctly because, yeah, going off memory. But Tauros is just Pokemon that if you attack it, you pay for it, which is really cool. And it's just in here to be a big bulky EX, or not EX, GX. Basic, one of those words. Next up, this is where you can make it like budget friendly. You can drop the Shaymins for something else. I apologize. I know. But 2 Shaymin in here just for the setup ability to allow you to have a little more consistency with this deck. You can take out the 2 Shaymin along with 2 other cards and make this budget friendly. It's really, really simple to do that, and it'd still be competitive. You can drop the 2 Shaymin and like 2 other cards for like Acro Bike or something like that. I refuse to run Acro Bike with this deck though, just because my luck is horrible and I kept running into like, no joke, I had so many situations when I was playing Acro Bike where I would have a DCE and a Passimian or something like that. Just to give you an idea of like what I was looking at, it was bad. But for the supporters, my chair is squeaking. Oh, goodness. So for supporters, we have 4 Sycamore. Pretty explanatory there. Along with 2 N, same thing. 2 of the best supporters in the entire game. 2 Lysander. Lysander is amazing in this deck because one of the best features about this deck is that it can pick off Shaymins very easily. And on top of that, this deck really can't one-shot too many things, and so you can Lysander stuff up and just pick it off, which is really good. I actually considered running 3 Lysander at one point. We have Professor Kukui. That's what I call him. I call him Professor Kukui because I can never pronounce that name. Basically, what's going to allow you to do is just hit a little harder, and it gives you 2 free cards, which is really cool. You never know when you might need 20 extra damage. I was originally running Fighting Fury Belt in this deck, and then I just was like, I'm just going to run Bursting Balloon instead. Make it a little more annoying. But here are the 2 most important supporters in this deck, in my opinion, and that is Pokemon Ranger and Teammates. Pokemon Ranger, I feel you have to have in this deck, because if you go against Giratina, they attack once. If you don't have Pokemon Ranger, you lose. You just can't attach energy for the rest of the game. and there's no reason why they wouldn't stop attacking if they realize you don't have Pokemon Ranger. But yeah, Pokemon Ranger is just in here to help you out with that. And then Teammates, you're going to be leading with Mew, and so Teammates is a very strong card in this deck because it allows you to just get whatever you need out of your deck, and then on top of that you can also grab 2 puzzle at a time and just play the 2 puzzle at a time at the same time and get like a DCE in the Pokemon that might have been knocked out or just anything at all. Teammates, very good card. So that's going to do it for the supporters, and now we're going to get into the trainers. For VS Seeker to get your supporters back, I apologize if you hear my chair squeaking. I hope that I'm like trying to sit still. But now we're going to get into where the deck gets kind of weird. And I'm just going to go ahead and start with Ultra Ball. I do have 4 Nest Ball coming up, so don't worry. I've seen people asking why does this deck run Ultra Ball, and I'm not going to include my list in this argument because this was like decks that didn't include Shaymin, because I could easily make that argument for my deck as the reason why I play Ultra Ball is so I can search Shaymin. But not only is Ultra Ball, in my opinion, the best like search card in the entire game, it gives you that luxury of being able to just discard stuff that you don't need in the game early on, or like late game. If there's stuff that you just don't want to draw anymore, you can get rid of it, which I think is very good. And that's like my argument for why Ultra Ball is in like a lot of stuff, like especially this deck. Nest Ball can get absolutely everything you might need, except for Shaymin. If you're on Shaymin in this deck, don't Nest Ball for Shaymin. That's a bad idea. But yeah, that like pretty much just Ultra Ball being able to thin your deck out basically is just so powerful and just helps you out a lot. If you get in and you don't discard those cards and you just draw them again, it's the most annoying feeling in the world. And discarding all that stuff just allows you to be able to hit the key cards that you need, and Ultra Ball helps that out. Now here are the 4 Nest Ball. Literally, this is like the best ball card you can absolutely have, though. I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie. It gets you Passimian. It gets you Mew. That's the wrong Mew. Gets you Mew, yeah. And just puts them directly on the bench, which is very good. However, I was running into some issues with this deck. I, for some reason, was not drawing Pokemon or getting cards that search for Pokemon consistently. And so I decided to add in a couple cards that hopefully you guys aren't going to shake your head at. And that's 2 Repeat Ball. So we run 4 Passimian and we run 4 Mew. That's like the main Pokemon of this deck. And so I said, you know what? I have so many copies of them in here. I'm going to try 2 Repeat Ball, see how I like it. Turned out I loved it. This deck, like, you really want to get your Pokemon out as early as possible because you don't want to waste your trainers and resources trying to keep Pokemon on the field. And you want to try to set up, then use your trainers to keep them on the field, if that makes any sense. Because late game, you're going to run out of stuff, and you're just going to be like, well, crap. So, there are going to be times where you might draw a little too many ball cards, and you're just like, all right, god dang it, quit. But I wanted to try to get my field pretty much set up as soon as possible, and then keep my revives and such for, like when I lose Pokemon or something like that. So, if you don't like Repeat Ball, you can definitely take it out. I'm going to punch this chair in the face that it doesn't have if it doesn't quit squeaking. But yeah, that's my reasoning behind it. Next up, we have 4 Puzzle at a Time. I talked about this briefly with Teammates, but Puzzle at a Time can allow you to get your Revive or allow you to get your DCEs or something back. Just anything out of your discard pile that you might need. Maybe you have a knockout setup. You can Puzzle at a Time for a Lysander and a DCE and pick off something, which is very good. Just an endless amount of possibilities with Puzzle at a Time is really good. It also has an effect where if you play 1, you can look at the top 3 cards of your deck and put them back in any order, which is very good. And so yeah, Puzzle Time's just very good in this deck, especially when you run Teammates. Yeah, just get Teammates for 2 of these, and then you're good, which is actually pretty sick. Alright, chair. Get it out. 4 Trainer's Mail. This is just to maximize the consistency and allow you to make it a little easier to fetch out stuff. 4 Bursting Balloon. Bursting Balloon, what it does is whenever this Pokemon, if the Pokemon discard suit is your active and is damaged by an opponent's attack, even if it's knocked out, put 6 damage counters on that Pokemon. So if you attack and you get the maximum like 130 and they attack you, that means their Pokemon is going to be up to 190. This card's really good because it like pretty much forces your opponent to try to have the Lysander around it, attack it and take the damage, and it'll allow you to set up knockouts easier. And on top of that, I'm not going to lie, this is one of the scariest sights, I think, in Pokemon. just if they just do that and pass, like literally if you're like setting on nothing and you just bursting balloon a Toros and pass, you're in a pretty good position, because if they can't one shot Toros, then chances are they're going to be sitting there really thinking about what they want to do, because I promise you that is just horrible. But yeah, Bursting Balloon is definitely a very strong card here. I originally had Fighting Fury Belt. I touched on that a little bit. Hopefully it was this video. I don't remember off the top of my head because I've done this recording so many times. But yeah, I originally had Fighting Fury Belt in here, and I decided to take it out for Bursting Balloon just to set up knockouts a little easier. And sometimes if they're not in the best position, they just won't attack, which is really cool. But next up we have 3 Revives. Revive is really good because it allows you to get your Passimian back, and it allows you to get your Mew back, and that's just really good because you can just kind of keep cycling Pokemon onto the field, and then of course you have Puzzle of Time, so you can keep getting these back. I went for a little bit of a higher count for Revive just so I can guarantee myself to consistently keep getting Pokemon back, because if they start Lysandering up your Passimians and knocking them out to try to lower your damage, you have these just to get them back onto the field, which is really good. 2 Special Charge. These are literally the only energy in your deck, and so I decided 2 Special Charge just to maximize the amount of DCs you can get. You can also get back with Puzzle of Time, and so I just wanted to make sure that Enhanced Hammer and Flare Grunt and stuff wouldn't be like the absolute death of this deck. 1 town map. I promise you this is very important, because if these are prized, that's going to be bad, and so you need to flip over your prizes and try to get some knockouts, and so that way you can just grab your Passimian directly from the prizes. Because if like I'm not gonna lie, if two of them are prized, you're gonna be in a tough position depending on what deck you're facing off against. 1 Escape Rope just to have a switching card. I thought that was like it's just what I'm comfortable playing. 2 Skyfill. This is just so you can kind of maximize playing out your stuff. Also, if you just have a big bench full of stuff, 6, 7, 8, and they get rid of it, well, you can get rid of your Shaymins. That's another cool thing about that. This allows you to just get rid of Shaymin, get it off the field, and yeah, Skyfill is just a good stadium for this deck because you can just kind of play down a bunch of stuff, and then if they discard it, then you don't really have to worry about discarding too much. You can definitely play some other like stadiums over this. That's 100% an option, but Skyfill just allows you to kind of play a little more stuff out, like in your turns and such. I don't recommend playing down Skyfill and just loading up your entire field with all of your Pokemon, because then if they discard it, you might have to discard a Mew or something like that. But to pretty much finish out the video, 4 DC. So the strategy is very simple with this deck. Use Mew to copy team play and attack, and then you have stuff in here to get back like key cards that you might need. You have Bursting Balloon here to kind of like punish them for attacking, and then just set up knockouts a little easier. Revive allows you to get Pokemon back, so does Puzzle of Time. Town Map allows you to make sure you can look over your prizes and see if you don't have any key cards, or also DCE prize. That's a big thing too. Special Charge can get you back your DCEs. And then you have Nest Ball that can search stuff directly from the deck. Ultra Ball can search anything and help you thin out your deck. I highly doubt you're going to play this, but I'm just going to throw it out as an example too. This will allow you just to search up Pokemon a little easier. And where else? What else? Oh yeah, Teammates allows you to pretty much search out anything, and so you're pretty much open to all these cards here. And then Pokemon Ranger can allow you to combat Giratina, so that way you don't automatically lose. And that is honestly it. This deck is very straightforward. I think the only thing you might have to learn is the trainers, when to play them, when not to play them, and that's really about it. But if you guys enjoyed the video, because God forbid it took me I don't know how many recordings to do this. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like it and subscribe if you're not subscribed. I just got done doing another deck profile, so go check that out. It was this one right here. So yeah. You guys are all awesome. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. And this is Epic Pokemon TCG signing out. Take care, guys. Gotta catch 'em all.